Here's how installed paranoia attacks work in order to make an individual schizophrenic, or seemingly look schizophrenic. This is how an induced paranoia psychosis works. And all the people who did this to me did it before they attacked me in 2015. The original family that orchestrated it and everybody else. Even my main attacker who thought I snitched on him. See, when they started doing the weird stuff at their house, with him sneaking into the room, and when my buddy, who they turned against me, started saying things like my grandpa lost a gun, kidnapping's only a Class B felony, blah, 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 blah. They say fear implement shit like that to you before they feed you a bunch of LSD, acid, meth, and actually play out the attacks while you're hallucinating to trigger an induced paranoid psychosis. And that is what my attackers all did to me and all the simulated events, is they would install the fear tactic beforehand. That way, when the picture in your state of mind, when they drug you up real good and are setting you up, that is how a paranoid induced psychosis attack works. All right, because when the event happens and you believe it's all hallucination, you just shake it off and whatever. And then when you realize it was all real, it hits you for a second phase. So it's a double phase paranoid induced attack. And they would tell me to kill myself at the end of every single attack. And then when I would get high, I would relive these traumatic events. And that's what made me suicidal at GLC, and why I tried to slit my wrist, and why I had so many suicide attempts. This was an attack on my life. So that's a step of how a paranoid attack for a psychosis event takes place, and how these people actually install it and do it. See, it's the same with cell phone hacks and little stuff like that. See, they put little messages and little hits and little glitches in your phone, and you just think it's nothing, blah, blah, blah. You suspect, but you don't know. And then when the paranoid attacks, they make it obvious that they're the ones doing this to you. Many of my attackers act like they were the ones hacking me and doing this shit to me to start me in a paranoid racing mindset to send me racing down rabbit holes. Now, if they were doing this, they were doing that, and your mind goes crazy trying to push all this stuff together. It took me 10 years to snap out of the meth-induced psychosis they put me in when they were trying to murder me and set me up. So that is the psychological law of how those attacks actually work for psychosis, and the psychiatry behind them. And if you think I'm full of shit or whatever, any psychiatrist or anybody that knows about this shit, any gang stalkers that have used this method, they know these methods work. That's why they use these methods. Any psychiatrist that sees this message knows that message. And that's a gang stalking educational story for you of one of their manipulated attacks to try and get you paranoid, crazy, and stuck in a psychosis to manipulate you to kill yourself, make you look crazy, and everything else. That is what my attackers did to me. So, my fellow targeted individuals out there, beware, because that is their attack.